Two in one. Larissa is a tall Russian woman with a top beach temperament. Her face radiates permanent anger for no visible reason. Maybe her life has not been so good, or maybe she just follows somebody's orders to hate everybody. I first met her a couple of years ago while walking my dog in the neighborhood. We were walking towards her, but before we got any closer, she started screaming. "Take your stupid dog away! My dog kills yours!" Okay, no problem. I want to avoid contact. You want to avoid contact, that's fine. We have other dogs to play with. From time to time, I would see this angry woman with her aggressive dog from the distance. And each time, we choose other side of the street to avoid her. Approximately a year later, passing through narrow lane, we found ourselves face to face. Surprisingly, both dogs behave almost indifferently. The woman's dog is a big, hairy Chow Chow mix. It was the end of summer, and the dog was covered with a thick, dirty fur coat. Business is business. A new customer for our grooming salon would be a good thing. As politely as I could, I invited the woman to check out our services. She replied, "Which grooming salon? Do you mean it's blah 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 on Avenue X?" I was there once. It was the worst place I ever saw. The female grouper was there as a beach, and the male one shouldn't be permitted to work with animals. The reception there is nasty as hell, and the whole place is dirty. One can only imagine how I felt being the manager of this place. Okay, I said, and backed off. 3 days later, I saw the same woman at my salon. She was waiting for her dog to be groomed. It's easy to imagine the extent of my surprise. I called my receptionist into my office and asked her privately, "What's the hell all this about? What's this all about?" You mean Larissa in the waiting room?" asked a receptionist. "She's been our customer for about 2 years. She visits us twice a year for grooming and once a year for vet checkup. Each time she complained about everything. She argues with everybody, then she comes back. No need to mention that she never tips the groomer or even gives a smile or thanks. It happens, people are different and they can be bitchy. It's their right in a free country. Also, business is business. As long as she pays her bill, her attitude is okay with management." After a while, the woman and her dog disappeared from my neighborhood. Curious about the strange customer, I checked her file and discovered that she had changed her address, but she continued to come to our office once or twice per year. A couple of years later, during the slow period, we got a call from the dog of our long-term customer needed emergency veterinarian services. But the owner could not bring the dog herself. I agreed to pick up the dog. After half an hour drive, we arrived at the pickup address. The technician also came with me to help carry the heavy dog downstairs and called on the owner to tell her that we have arrived. "I'll be home soon," she said, rather impolitely. 10 minutes passed, then 15, and still no one came. We called again and got angry response. "I'm coming." Another 10 minutes passed before my old friend Larissa turned the corner and approached the building carrying a couple of grocery bags containing gallons or jugs of milk. Another 20 minutes and we were on our way back to the office. Of course, Larissa gave my technician a hard time. He had handled the dog incorrectly, forgetting to put a soft pillow under his head, among other things. Nothing in the woman's temperament has changed. There was a traffic jam and we spent twice as much time on the road going back. To survive our close proximity in the confined space in the car, I asked a few obvious questions. What happened to the dog? How has he been feeling recently? How comfortable are you? Your dogs? Turn out she had two now at the new address, and so on. Suddenly, I was talking to a completely different person. We had to move because of stupid landlord did not welcome my second dog. It was very cold for my children, she meant dogs. At the previous apartment, thanks God in the new one it's warm in the winter and cold in the summer. There is a park next to the building, so my kids' dog have plenty of space to walk and play. Oh, I love them so much. Yesterday, as usual, I gave them a cup of milk and honey in the morning, and suddenly I discovered that my angel, the Chow Chow mix, has a bad appetite. I was so upset, and he was keeping his head on one side all the time. He is probably in pain, because every time I touch his left ear, he would bite me. I don't blame him. It was my fault. I should have been more gentle. My other dog, she is such a sweetheart. It's upset her to see Max in a bad mood. There was no need for me to participate in the conversation anymore. Larissa kept talking and talking about her dogs. She found a million sweet words for them. How could it be possible that two such different personalities could coexist within one person? Do you think it's normal? I don't know.